and save their bastion. In this special coverage, along with me, our political editor Aman Sharma, and we've got a series of political guests: China NC spokesperson of the Shivsena Shinde faction, Avinash Adik, spokesperson of the NCP Ajit Pawar faction, and Mrinalini Deshmukh, senior lawyer, is also joining us. We'll also be joined by Daniel Francis, political commentator, in just a bit. But China, let me start with you first. You know, everyone is talking about this is the day that will decide, which way the BMC goes. Will it be a vote for development, vote for continuity? The Thackeray brothers have said this is the last stand to save the Marathi Manus. But why have people not turned up? Election Commission has just released the final figures for the voting. 52.94, about 53%, which is slightly less than last time, but better than the time before that.
Honestly, Zaka, I think that this is only a vote for development. People have realized that they don't want any tutu meme. The so-called people who pretend to be positioning for the Marathi Manus actually did nothing for them for 25 years. It was our leader, Eknathji Shinde, that worked on ground and ensured that 17,000 homes in Ramabai Nagar, or getting the Sthanik people back to BDD Chaul, or working for the Girni Kamgars, or for that matter, even Devendra Fadnavis and Eknathji Shinde working tirelessly for Abhijat Darja for Marathi as a state and as a bhasha. So people have realized that people who work from home need to be given that message that stay at home, and those that work on ground are welcome to continue to champion the cause of the citizens. Today, if you ask Gen Z, what are the core issues? They talk about the environment, they talk about the air quality index. Our government has announced a 17,000 crore package for green initiatives, 5,000 electric buses that reduce emission, and if you see the 435 kilometer metro network, which is really state of the art and probably the best in the country. There were certain people that took political egos and stalled these kind of projects, which cost the city 10-12,000 crores extra. So there are certain people who are just eyeing the 74,000 crore budget of the BMC, and there are certain who want to make sure that that budget is well spent. If you look at a city like Mumbai, it's sad that we don't even have one sewage treatment plant. The affluence and all the pollution is just chucked into the sea, and that's why you see the sea there. Look at the color. So these are the issues on which people have voted, and we thank them that they have given our leader Eknathji Shinde and the Shivsena so much gratitude as they have done in the Vidhan Sabha or even the Sthanik Swaraj, where we had only 27 mayors. Today we have 50.
Put a Marathi as mayor. The Thackeray cousins said that only they will install a Marathi mayor. This has become a huge talking point. Let's listen in to what Mr. Sawant had to say just 30 minutes ahead of counting.
100% मराठी मानुस मेयर बनेगा और भगवा लहराएगा. इंतजार करो, इतनी जल्दबाजी नहीं करना, अभी तो शुरू हुआ है, आखिर तक देख लेंगे. क्योंकि we are confident about it because Marathi people have now awakened. They came to know what is happening in the country. So naturally there will be a reaction of it, and both the brothers have come together, hearts have come together. Success will follow.
So, Aman, this whole thing about there will be a Marathi mayor, I don't understand. It seems a bit of a reductivist sort of narrative and debate. If the BJP and the Shinde Sena win, are they not going to make a Marathi a mayor?
Devendra Fadnavis has clearly said that a Marathi Hindu will be the mayor. So I think, Zaka, I think this has also come much in response to what the Thackeray brothers have been doing. The BJP had to give a counter, as China NC was saying shortly before when she was here. So it's very, very clear that the BJP also does not want to lose that image of being batting for the Marathis, because if you see even the Vidhan Sabha elections, as per one estimate, about 60 to 65% Marathis have voted for the NDA in the last assembly elections. Only about 30 to 35% were with the Uddhav Thackeray and his alliance. But this time, because both the brothers have come together, the Thackeray's doubled down on the Marathi factor, because they decided that if the Marathis consolidate behind us and we already have the Muslims with us, we could form a formidable challenge to the BJP. So I think Mr. Fadnavis coming out and saying this, I think a bit out of character, because Mr. Fadnavis always speaks more about development, about the infrastructure that he's brought, the Vikas Purush image. Him saying very clearly that we'll have a Marathi Hindu mayor was a counter to the Thackeray's. But I also feel that this issue does not resonate so much with the young Mumbaiker. The young Mumbaiker who looks for other things like Nalji was saying. Do you think that is also a reason that we're seeing low voter turnout, because the young voter simply does not connect with this kind of a narrative?
Absolutely. They have a bigger vision. They have more. They want more promises which are genuine for their future, because they are in the 20s or early 30s. So they do not see all this. They don't want to get into it. I think that generation has gone, which will be idolizing these politicians and their values, because there are no value systems in any of the parties.
Yeah.
Sorry to say that very bluntly. It's a very marriages of convenience and so on and so forth. But coming back to the main issue which is there, that yes, the youth is frustrated, if I may put it mildly, with the kind of only promises being made and nothing being delivered. So they want to say, what is all this election thing about? It's just because they're in the process, you have to do it. My vote will not count. What we are going to say is not going to count. And it is only going to be what these people are going to scream and shout at each other.
So Mr. Jha, this whole thing that you are the only custodians of Marathis and only if you get elected, then there'll be a Marathi mayor. I mean, how can you have a non-Marathi as mayor in a city that is, half of it is Marathi population?
New York could have a Mamdani.
Exactly.
It's a Marathi emotion in Maharashtra, and peculiarly if you say that it is non-Marathi or any kind of these gestures will not help out, because if you are staying in a regional state where in West Bengal or in Delhi or in UP or in Punjab, you're required to adhere to the emotions of that state.
No, who in the BJP said they will not install a Marathi as mayor?
See, in BJP what they want to implement is implement their ideologies which will not work in this state or any other state. If you see the regional factors are against BJP in any state. They want to win by any means. They want to do anything which cannot be implemented on the public. The public has an emotion. The Marathis have an emotion. So these kind of gestures will not work for BJP.
Mr. Adik, are we past those politics of, appealing to nativist sentiment, almost like a reductionist sentiment? Or, is it really just an electoral gamble, a last electoral gamble?
A few minutes ago we were talking about political legacies.
Yeah.
And the two brothers coming together was to further the legacy of the late Barasaheb Thackeray. Barasaheb Thackeray for all times to come will remain a revered figure, a respected figure. Absolutely. Because he stood for something else. You inherit his surname, you're born in that family, you don't become the carry forward
of the legacy.
Eknath Shinde ji, Ajit Dada Pawar, Devendra Fadnavis ji, the three leaders of this Mahayuti have a very distinctive quality about them, and that is they are workaholics. You need to be connected with the party workers, the grassroots workers. You need to be aware of the day-to-day problems faced by the citizens. I mean, it is only when the elections come about that the sentiment of being a local Maharashtrian, this emotion comes out. The Marathi Manus fight comes out. Where are you otherwise?
Yeah.
When there is floods, when there is deluge, there is COVID.
Yeah.
Where are you?
So that's an interesting point. Daniel Francis is also joining us. So is the voter looking beyond just, the issues of Asmita or some kind of who will take care of the legacy, etc. The voter is interested at the end of the day, who is going to make my life better? Is that ultimately what this BMC election is going to boil down to, Daniel Francis?
I think it's a combination of many such factors. It's also the continuity that we have a government in Delhi. I've chosen a government in the state. I've chosen a government in the Bombay Municipal Corporation, that these three institutions can deliver for my city. We already see that Marathi Asmita is a very big issue. It's a local issue. Earlier, we didn't have, Marathi versus non-Marathi mayors in Mumbai, till, the last non-Marathi mayor was Murli Devra in the 70s. Thereafter also we had a non-Marathi mayors, but they were all Mumbaikars. The Shivsena did bring that Marathi fervor, that Marathi sentiment at the center stage of Mumbai's politics. And the BJP understand the importance of it. Hence, they have a partner in Mr. Shinde, who brings the language and the aspiration angle of Marathi Manus to the table. Please remember that Mr. Shinde in the assembly had 20% of the vote share, which he brings them, and that makes BJP very strong in the Mumbai MMR region. Also, if you go from Marathi sentiment point of view, if you go outside Mumbai, where a lot of Marathi people stay, from Thane, Kalyan, Dombivli, that side, it's a sweep for the Shivsena, which is not with Uddhav Thackeray. So the sentiment, I don't think that
can be discarded. Daniel, one is he doesn't have the Thackeray surname. and two, he's not from Mumbai, he's from Thane. So how do you counter that?
He may not have the Thackeray surname. Okay, but what Balasaheb Thackeray stood for and what his son and his nephew stands for are two different things. First of all, second thing is that Mr. Sharad Pawar did not have the Chavan surname. He almost inherited a legacy of Yashwantrao Chavan. But he was a grassroots leader. He was a connected man. He was a party organizer. He held the ideology that was passed on to him by Yashwantrao Chavan, and he took that legacy forward. So sometimes legacies are very interesting. And see, Mr. Shinde is also creating his own legacy. You will see over a period of time, he may not need
legacy.
Balasaheb Thackeray's.
Legacy is not just about the surname. Shaina NC is also here. I mean, in the assembly election, again, this issue of who is the true legatee of Balasaheb Thackeray was put to the people of Maharashtra, and they said Mr. Shinde.
So, if you see, that is actually true because that has translated into the popularity. Did you ever think that in the Vidhan Sabha we'd fight 80 seats and win 60? I mean, the unbroken so-called Shivsena never even had this track record. Look at the popularity of the man when he goes onto the street. I mean, the kind of public following, you can call it the Ladki Behens, you can call it the Gen Z, you can call it the senior citizens. And this is not just on the premise, and this is coming to Mrinalini's question, it's not on the premise of Jat Paat Dharm ki Rajniti. It is way beyond. Today you have so many Muslims who have also reposed faith in Eknathji Shinde. Why? Because people have realized gone are the days of the Thackerays and the Gandhis. People don't vote on the name of the surname. They vote on what you have done for the city. And this city of Mumbai belongs to nobody. It belongs to the Mumbaikar. This is an aspirational story of somebody who was a rickshaw driver who has, as a Shakha, headed a Shakha and gone on to become the Chief Minister of the state. And honestly, Zaka, if you look at even our performance in the Sthanik Swaraj, Shivsena never had 27 Mahapurs. Today we have 53. I mean, look at the kind of increase, and that is the way in these 29 municipal corporations. And contrary to what people think, the dynamics between Devendra Fadnavis ji as Chief Minister and our dedicated to common man Eknathji Shinde is fantastic because there is a development. That point.
I mean, clearly there's a difference between Vidhan Sabha 2024 and now because the popular perception seems to be, at least certainly the media perception seems to be that all is not well between the top two.
It's very well. Let me please tell you all is well. If
the top three. The top three.
If at all it's not well, where in 2019 they decided to go with Congress, NCP sit on their lap, made them sing.
I think we all know that Mr. Shinde was not very happy when he was not made the Chief Minister. But putting that apart, I believe with Chandrasekhar and Ms. Shaina, we are accusing the UBT a lot of polarizing this election, saying that various things have been said. But even your Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, I think a bit out of character when he said that we'll have a Marathi Hindu mayor. Mr. Fadnavis always speaks about, development and infrastructure. Why bring in religion and Marathi into it?
Why not? When you go to Tamil Nadu, do you have a Marathi Mahapur there? No. I mean, you have to have somebody whose heart beats for Mumbai. As we say in Marathi, Mumbai Maji Ladki. And त्यासाठी, if you have to even give it to a woman who's a Marathi and a Hindu, why not? 63 of the 90 contestants as far as Shivsena is concerned are women. So I think that representation too, I don't think we need to be apologetic about this.
Why do we have to spell it out? I mean, from saying, we'll talk about Coastal Road and we'll talk about Atal Setu and we'll talk about Metro. Why did it have to come down to this reductionist narrative?
There is a popular sentiment. And of course, if we belong to a home state where you have sons of the soil, where you have a huge pride in our Marathi Abhiman, Marathi Asmita, Marathi Swabhiman and the Sanyukt Maharashtra movement, I don't think you need to be apologetic about wanting this for your city. Who says you can't get all the slots right, Zaka?
Or is it to say that the Thackerays alone don't have this sort of, exclusivity when it comes to who is Marathi Manus and who is not? Mr. Jha, yeah.
There seems to be a tacit admission by Shaina Madam that the requirement is that the emotions and the sentiments of Marathi Manus has to be kept. And that is exactly what we are saying. So in any manner, if anybody is saying that we are not in accordance with the public views, that is categorically wrong. We are following that view, and we are assembling that view, and we are making these things work.
No, what she's saying is that you don't have any exclusivity over who is Marathi Manus and who is not. Even if they win, then they will also make a Marathi mayor.
BJP is having that exclusivity.
Nobody has.
Nobody has. So nobody has, but we are continuing with these things, and we'll continue with it. And it's a question of Hindutva.
Mr.
If I
Adik.
can add something to this.